Hi, this is Michelle Landsverk of Landsverk and Associates Inc., talking to you today about strategic planning. Strategic plans look forward. Always plan ahead. It wasn't raining when Noah built the ark. Strategic plans are action-oriented. Plans are only good intentions unless they immediately degenerate into hard work. Strategic plans and comprehensive plans are different. A strategic plan is more of a mid-range plan. It looks ahead 3, perhaps 5 years. It's organizationally based, mission-based. It looks at strategic goals and focus areas, specific strategies and actions. Whereas a comprehensive plan is more of a long-range plan, looking ahead 20, perhaps even as many as 30 years. A comprehensive plan is community-based rather than organizationally based and incorporates some very specific elements such as future land use planning, housing, transportation, and open space. A strategic plan may incorporate some of those same elements, but it's not necessarily going to incorporate those elements. The purpose of a strategic plan is to streamline decision making, to provide focus, and to prioritize resources. Unless we've gone through the strategic planning process, we might not have the information we need to make the best decisions. We might not have our focus on the right things, and we might not have allocated our resources according to the highest priority items. So having gone through the strategic planning process, we will be able to do all of these things better. The process of strategic planning really involves answering 3 questions. It can be as simple as that. Where are we today? Where do we want to be in the future? And how do we get there from here? When we talk about where are we today, we're talking about doing an environmental scan, looking at the current situation that the organization finds itself in, internal and external forces, trends, and various stakeholder perspectives. When we talk about the future and where we want to be in the future, we're talking really about a vision and more formally a vision statement. So as an organization, you need to just think about if we are successful as an organization and we could accomplish everything we want to accomplish, what does that future look like? What is the most perfect future that we could envision? And that becomes, in fact, the vision statement. So then the third question, how do we get there from here, is really looking at that gap, the gap between where we are today and where we want to be in the future, that vision. And when we look at that gap, we have to fill it in with specific strategies, goals, objectives, and action steps that will help us along that path from the here and now, where we are today, to that future desired state. So planning really isn't a once and done. It's instead an ongoing cyclical activity. The 4 phases, if you will, of strategic planning are discovery, where that background information is gathered, strategy formulation, where you design the strategies, goals, objectives, and action steps based on the background information that has been gathered and working toward that desired vision. The implementation phase, that's when the plan has been completed and you start working on those action steps, going through the list and taking those actions that are moving you toward achieving your goals. And lastly, measuring and monitoring. At least annually, you need to review your progress and celebrate the successes that you've had. Learn from what did and did not work and make any adjustments that would help to improve your success. The last thing you want is to have a plan that gathers dust and sits on a shelf. You need to have a plan. If you've taken the time to do it right and have one that is successful, it needs to be reviewed at least annually, perhaps biannually, maybe even quarterly or monthly. Learning from what did not work well is just as important, in fact, maybe even more important than learning from what did work well, so that you can avoid making any of those missteps in the future. So that is the quick overview of the strategic planning process. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we hope to talk to you again soon.